can't decide. So I'm probably just going to add more paint. But I'm going to show this to you because it is sort of a visualization and idea of what it feels like and what it looks like for somebody to sort of connect with the matrix, connect with the universal life force that permeates. The Great Spirit have you, or the universe have you, or oneness have you. I mean, there's so many different modalities and different beliefs. But this is called Zion. This is a painting, so I hope you can see that. This is obviously a picture of somebody meditating, and you can see that there's a central zone. This is the heart center. The heart center is very much an important part of human consciousness, a part of human nature. And so whenever you start to access this sort of stuff, you need to understand how to visualize. So visualization, again, if you still haven't absorbed it, it comes from your right brain. And I don't want to seem condescending by that. I really don't. That's not the way I operate. That is not how I wished that to come across. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that out of the way. I am just explaining what I've learned, and I'm repeating myself because I'm not reading from a teleprompter. I'm reading from my notes, but other than that, it's coming straight from my heart center right here. The spiral is very much sacred geometry. The circle is also very much sacred geometry. So that's why I chose the spiral. Here is the belly here. And the belly is sort of like a rising energy here. And the reason for that is because the bag that we call the belly, the bag that we call the stomach, okay, you understand that, is basically the place in which our health derives from. Our hunger is felt, and where we detox this sort of thing. There's also within the bag, this bag holds the stomach, the liver, the intestines, the kidneys, and glands. But there are glands all over the body. Like right here, this is the third eye. This is the third part of human nature. This is the spirit. So basically, the mind, the spirit, this is the mind, this is where the pineal gland and all of the energies project. This is where your consciousness can project. This is also a place where your consciousness can project. Your hands are also another place where your consciousness can project. So notice how the arms are very much connected to the heart center. And the head is very much connected to the heart center. Everything is connected. The heart is actually the first place, or the first organ, or the first piece of consciousness that develops within the human anatomy whenever a mom has babies. And so that's another thing about the belly. In Peru, they call this the boa, or the snake. And the reason is because when you raise this type of energy, they believe that it sort of rises like a snake, sort of like waves, like water. Okay? So this is another connection to water. So where he sits here is very much also connected to the belly. It's sort of a area of its own, but for the sake of understanding, I like to leave this, and I very much like it more than any other thing. That is not necessary. A lot of people like the 7 chakra points. is like Kundalini, they call that. So that's another name for the boa. I call it the boa and the buck. And the reason for adding the buck to it is because the buck, the deer, is very much a tribal animal. There's very much a tribe that is apparent whenever the boa and the buck. The boa is the characteristics of a boa are more around the nature of a mother and a lover, because the boa is very much a safe snake. I know a lot of people are very afraid of serpents because of, I will go as to say, propaganda projected by certain institutions that I will not name because it's not necessary. But the boa is very much a mother. It claims areas of it claims areas like where it lives as like a place that in which they need to guard or be a guardian of. So they try to keep all the danger away. So it's very very interesting. The buck is very much the same. They will do anything to protect their tribe. And if anything gets in the way of their tribe, then you might be getting bucked. I'll just leave it there. Alright, so again, all of this center, the belly, including the legs and the feet, are the boa and the buck. The boa, the buck, the belly, the bag. That are all different ways of seeing it. It's very much connected with origin and our ancestral twine. So this is very much a something to understand for one. So, oh no, I'm 20% battery. Okay, well, whenever it hits 10%, then I'll shut up. So I'll try to do this very much quicker. Okay. So again, energy. This is where we take in food. So you can call this, if you don't like the boa, the buck, the belly, you can also call it the energy grounding complex. And the reason I call it the grounding complex is because whenever we eat, that is physical energy. Whenever we meditate and we bring in prana, sort of like this blue. If you could imagine blue being energy, this could all just be flow of energy. Okay, and so this is the directional flow of energy. And again, when I was saying, whenever we have willpower, this is very much the seat of will, the seat of the bottom, the seat of purification. A place in which we ground ourselves, a connection with earth, a direction of flow, standing in your truth, walking your path, and leaving your footprint in the earth. These are all ways of understanding this part of human nature. So, this is all of that origin here. This is very much the tribal, reproductive, energy, elimination, and primal needs, very much tribal. So all of this stuff, it can be related to the boa and the buck. So that is the first chakra, which means wheel in Sanskrit, because of the direction in which the energy turns. You can feel this energy whenever you sense. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. How's it going, Terry? All right. This is Terry. Say hello, Terry.
Hello.